So who's better, Paul Devlin or Paul Eiffel? Can Andy Parkinson lace the boots of Andy Liddell? And who would you rather have in your team, Jamie Murphy or Peter and Love? If you want to know the answers to all these questions, stick around because they're coming right up. But before we get into the video, if you wouldn't mind liking the video right now, it would really help this particular video reach a lot more people. And whilst you're here, we're in the final stretch of our quest for 10,000 subscribers, which is a personal dream of mine. So if you'd like to be part of the team, subscribe now and let's get on with the video. Lads, welcome back to another video on the channel. It is Tuesday and today we are going to be doing wingers. Whether it's left wingers, whether it's right wingers, we're going to be bunching them all up together because we hadn't used wingers in such a long time. And we've got 18 wingers to be looking through today. So I hope you're strapped in because we're going to get right into it now. So first and foremost, Martin Wolford. He played 28 games for the Blades, scoring 1 goal, and he played in one of the worst teams we've ever had. And definitely the worst team in my lifetime. I'm not going to put him in fraud because I just feel like he'd lost his legs just like Dean Hammond, but I am going to put him in horrendous. I'm sorry, Martin, I'm really sorry. Next up, we've got Paul Eiffel, and Paul Eiffel played for us when we were kind of top-end Championship, if not Premier League, because he did play some games in the Premier League too. He scored 9 goals, and I remember a few of them being bangers. He wasn't the greatest of wingers, I'm going to be honest. He was in and out of the team, but he could turn it on just like that sometimes. He played for Millwall, then us, then Palace, and then went off to New Zealand. But like I said, when he was on it, he was on it. I'm going to put him in good because I don't think he's definitely not very good. Definitely not. But like I say, he could turn it on. He could put one in the top corner. He could put one in the bottom corner when you least expect it. Next up, Paul Devlin. And I'm not sure where to put Devlin. He was one of my favourite players kind of in the late 90s. Probably my favourite player at the time when he was playing for us. He was one of our best players, if not our best player. And then we obviously sold him to Birmingham. I don't think he deserves to be an elite because I don't think we really achieved anything in those late 90s. So I'm going to put him in very good. At that time, we weren't a bad side and he was our best player, so very good just seems right. Next up, we've got David Cottrell, and I think I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments for this one because I used to get a lot of hate in real life when talking to people about David Cottrell. A lot of people really liked him and really rated him, but it was just a bit frustrating for me. Some games he would turn it on, and he was an excellent crosser of the ball. Took all our corners. I think he took most free kicks. When he got down that wing, he put in some lovely balls into the box, scored goals as well. Came on loan to us from Wigan, he played 16 times in that spell. And then we signed him, he played 38 times and scored 6 goals. But that's what I mean, he could turn it on when he wanted to, just like Paul Eiffel. But I think he was just a bit lazy at times. He went on to play for Swansea, Donny, Birmingham. He did alright, he had an alright career, and he obviously played for Wales as well. Wow, he played 24 times for Wales, that's pretty decent for an average player. Anyway, I'm not going to put him in average, I'm going to put him in good, because again, he was like Paul Eiffel, he could turn it on when he wanted. He definitely wasn't average. So let's leave him in good. Next up, we've got David Cornett, and he probably is the definition of average, really. He did all right. He only played like 20 odd games, scoring a couple of goals. So yeah, obviously you can see that I struggled to find wingers for this list. When he left, I was kind of a bit gutted, but he wasn't that good. He was average at best. Next up, we've got Mark Yates. He played 55 times for the Blades, scoring 7 goals. That's mental because I don't remember him that well. Again, I'm saying the same things for these wingers because obviously if he didn't play that many games for us, they were inconsistent. To be fair, most wingers in the world are inconsistent. That's why they're not playing world-class football. But for me, he was average. He wasn't as good as Cottrell, wasn't as good as Paul Eiffel, so we'll leave him in average. Next up, we've got Callum McFadden, and they both went to my school, Callum and Kyle. Obviously, Kyle went to Crawley, I think it was, after being let go by United. But Callum came through the ranks at Sheffield United on the wing. He looked excellent for the youth team, absolutely brilliant. I remember him scoring an absolute screamer for Sheffield United youth team in the final against Man United at Bramall Lane. But they tried to bring him into the first team, and at that time we weren't very good. So yeah, Harry Maguire came through and absolutely stormed into the team because obviously he was a good player. But this was a perfect time for Callum to come into the team and be like, yeah, that place is my own. And he just wasn't good enough, was it? I'm not even going to put him in poor, I'm going to put him in horrendous. Since leaving the Blades though, he went to Scotland, did alright, and now he's playing for a League One team in Plymouth, so it looks like he's turned his career around. Next up we've got Jamie Ward, and I was struggling for wingers. I know he played on the right wing for us at certain points in his career, but yeah, for me, probably should have gone in the strikers, but there's so many strikers. I had to put Jamie Ward in the wingers. I absolutely loved Jamie Ward. What a player he was and could have been. Yeah, his career's kind of fizzled out now. But yeah, back in the day, I really liked him. I was gutted when we let him go. Obviously, again, in that elite group of players that have scored against Sheffield Wednesday, we're going to put him in very good because it was a talent. He was very, very good. Technically very good. He got that injury against Wednesday. I don't know if that affected his career. But yeah, I don't know. He flattered to deceive at times, but he was definitely better than Eiffel and Cottrell for me. Next we've got Andy Liddell, and Andy Liddell was in and out of the team more times than I care to remember. But he did score some important goals for us. So I'm going to put him in good. I think he probably deserves to be just about above kind of David Carney and Mark Yates. He was a decent player, and I would have put him probably in between good and average. He's definitely better than Yates and Carney. But yeah, we're gonna put him in good. Next up, we've got Glenn Little, and I've cut his head off on the photo that you're gonna see in a second. I'm gonna put him in average. I think if we'd have had him when he was a little bit younger, I'd have probably put him in good. I really, really liked Glenn Little when we brought him on, because he didn't start many games, but when we brought him on, he was really tricky, created things out of nothing. Was just a fun player to watch, really. And bless him, he weighed 34 at the time, so what do you expect? He can't get up and down like he used to. Next up, we've got Andy Parkinson, and I put him in here for a little bit of banter, really. He only played 7 times for us. He was definitely a lower league player. I don't want to be too harsh because I didn't see him that much, but I'm going to put him in horrendous. I think he's definitely no better than... Actually, no, he probably is. He probably is better than them, so I'm going to put him in poor. But yeah, not a lot to talk about, really. He was just a lower league winger. Quite quick, half decent. Yeah, just not good enough for Sheffield United at that time. Maybe in the League One days. Next up, we've got Lee Martin. Another one for the banter, really, because he came on loan. He played 6 games, but... yeah, we're another one that we're half decent. I'm going to stick him in average. I don't think he deserves to be in poor. He was way better than Andy Parkinson. And he went on to have quite a decent championship career, really. Next up, we've got Jamie Murphy, and my judgment may be clouded slightly because he was in League One with us when we had him. But Jamie Murphy is very good for me. What an absolute baller. Absolutely dragged us through some games. There's not many players that I've seen in my Sheffield United kind of career of watching them. That's a weird thing to say. But there's not many players that have literally dragged us through games, like just won his games all on his own. And Jamie Murphy were that for us. He's probably one of the best dribblers of the ball that I've ever seen at Bramall Lane as well. And he always popped up with that goal. That goal when we needed it. So yeah, for me, Jamie Murphy is very good. Next up, we've got Colin Kazim Richards. Another one that flattered to deceive. I quite liked him. I really liked him, actually. Really liked him as a footballer. He went on to do well in his career. Obviously, he went to Turkey, played loads of Champions League games as well. If he'd have stayed in England, he wouldn't have played anywhere near as many Champions League games. Maybe not even any. So for that, I've got to say fair play to him. Like I said, he flattered to deceive. He was very, very good technically sometimes. Very good footballing brain. I'm not sure what his best position was, to be quite honest, because he wasn't quick enough to be an out-and-out winger. He was very good on the ball. He had a good shot on him. He was very tricky. Attacking midfield probably would have been his best position. Kazim Richards, I'm going to put you in good because I don't think we saw the best of him. After all, he only played 27 games for us and scored 1 goal, but that 1 goal was pretty nice against Bolton, wasn't it? Next up, we've got Keith Tracy, and I put him in for a little bit of banter as well, because obviously I absolutely loved that guy at Bramall Lane. I also had a... Can I tell this story again? I also had a picture with him in the toilets of Soyo in town. I don't think he really enjoyed having a picture with someone right next to the urinals, but it is what it is. He was my favourite player at the time. I think he then had a scuffle with Andy... what was his name?
One eternity later.
Andrew Davis, that's it, Andrew Davis. I thought I was close with Andy. And I think that's the reason why he got sent back to Blackburn. But he played 16 times for us, scored 1 goal, and again, it was an absolute banger. I can't remember who it was against, but I think it was a volley and he absolutely smashed it. He probably broke the net. And then he absolutely broke my heart by going on loan to Wednesday. He only played 7 games for him. He played 16 for us. But I've got to say, he's probably one of these players that had the world at his feet, just didn't do a lot with it. Such a good player. So anyway, enough of that. I'm going to put him in average. Just don't really deserve to be any higher for me. Next up, Peter Love. And if you'd have asked me where he should be, kind of after the first season of him playing at Bramall Lane, I'd have probably put him in average. But very good for me, it's got to be, because he was so good in that 2002-2003 season. Obviously he was good after and before and stuff, but Peter Love for me was such an important part of that team and scored so many goals for us. He played 125 games scoring 35 goals, which ain't bad for a winger, that. For us, he was a very good footballer. Next up, we've got Ryan Flynn, and if it was up to me, I'd smack him in a league because I love that little guy. I want to put him in very good, but he was in League One. He didn't quite have that sort of Jamie Murphy effect, but he always put 100% in. He chipped in with goals, chipped in with assists. He even played some games at right back. So yeah, if you wanted him to play on the left wing, on the right wing, at right back, wherever, he'll play it and he'll do his best. And that's why I'm going to put him in good. Again, I know he was in League One. I know that a lot of people are going to be saying, oh no, you're only average, but he did a lot for that team and he played a lot of games for us. He played over 150 games for us, so yeah, for that, he deserves good. And finally, we've got corned beef Keith Gillespie. And this man deserves to be in very good for me. He's had an excellent career, playing a lot of Premier League football, obviously played in the Premier League for us as well, scored some important goals, and he was 3 appearances shy of 100 appearances for the Blades, which I couldn't believe when I just read it. I don't know, maybe he shouldn't be in very good, but I think he deserves it. I think he deserves it. So this is the end. It feels a bit weird not putting anyone in elite or anyone in fraud. But if I had to pick one of these very goods to go into elite, I think for me it would either have to be Jamie Murphy or Paul Devlin. I'm going to put Paul Devlin in there. Let me know what you think in the comment. Think I've picked the right one out of those 5. I think he probably deserves to be very good, but I'm going to put him in a league just for shits and giggles. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe as always, really helps. 10,000 subscribers, nearly there, come on. Well, we're not, again, we're not. As of right this second, we are 755 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers, so we're still miles away, but come on, we can do it. So anyway, thank you for watching. If you want to watch the rest of this series, there is a playlist. Just click on my channel and then click on playlists. You will see it there, tier list. There's loads of videos to watch. Left backs, right backs, centre backs, goalkeepers, defensive midfielders, attacking midfielders was yesterday. This one's wingers. Tomorrow it's going to be either goal scorers or target men. So lots and lots of videos to watch while we're in lockdown. So yeah, like I said, like the video, subscribe, and stay good, Nick.